okay, I should not use the word kids, adults like you have started their own business and they are very successful. If you have Farhad Asidwala, he runs a media company, still in his teens. You have Ritesh Agarwal, Oyo Dooms, started at 17 years. Then Kumar and brothers, 12 and 14, developing mobile apps, more than 1 billion downloads. Then you have King Siddharth, who, I don't know if you follow Friends, who started the magazine Friends, which is a huge hit, again in his teens, when he started. So, all these contents have started getting generated because if they had gone through the traditional way, these wouldn't have started. Our editor somewhere would have his own sadistic pleasure, and I have my media friend here. The editors get a lot of sadistic pleasure of turning down things that they don't believe, that they personally don't believe in. Today, the world has changed. You put in your own belief in the internet, and that's the power of social media that you have got. Otherwise, the world hasn't changed much.
Mr. Goswami, you talked about how social media has thrown up entrepreneurs and how people are monetizing their social media platforms. But I'm sure you'll agree that social media has also thrown up a lot of junk content. A lot of people have become celebrities with no apparent talent. And I can probably name a few, but I will keep from naming. Don't you think that is kind of a pitfall?
Let me name a few. Can I have the next slide? Two different genres. Let's not compare them. How many of you have heard of a person called Hero Alam Nogra? The whole gang. I'm sure the senior ones haven't. To give a background, he is a Bangladesh-based movie hero. The guy on top doesn't look like one, but he is. This guy used to sell VCDs in a mall. Right now, his personal worth is around 35 crores. Just making movies which we might call shabby, and like he said, junk content, but who are we to judge? He is monetizing it because there are a lot of people who are watching him. Sometimes junk is also good. Sometimes we want to keep our intellectual brain, give it a bit of rest and just look at garbage. It helps us thaw out. He is exploiting that. I think Dr. Chakraborty would be able to emphasize on it. Then you have our PPAP hero. Again, I'm sure, I don't know if we don't have, I would have loved to play it here. Our first two rows would have gone mad, but I would have loved to have, if we had speakers, millions and millions of views, just 2 lines of content, same tune, repeated. So many people making parodies of PPAP. So, see, as I understand, we are no judge. Any work of creativity is good. That's the ground rule. We tend to think that we are intellectuals and we call something junk or good. But if the majority of the world feels, I'm sure there is some substance in it, or else it would have gone down the drains. I would love in the next couple of years, because you will get out of school, when you are in school, get something out like this. And again, yes, a chunk of you will go to IIT. That is also necessary, but parallelly make your own footprint. By the time you get out of IIT, ensure that people already knows you. Don't start your professional life after graduation. Start it now. That's what social media, the power that social media has given to you. Technology has become easy. You don't need to be an editor, film editor to make video content. You don't need to have a printing press to publish your work of your textual work. Use the tools which are available. Get yourself out. Some people will say that it's shabby. Some will appreciate. But you will have something of your own. And that's the sense of pride that you should have within you, that you have created something. So that was what I had to.
Yeah, you've thrown out something very interesting, that somebody from IIT can end up being hero alum. I hope not.
I would love to see.
So, going beyond that, what would you suggest is the more deeper social impact of social media?
See, again, social media has made the world smaller. I love trivializing stuff, but this is not a trivial thing as I am putting it. But again, nothing is serious in life, so you can take it everything in a funny tone. But what has happened is it has made local issues go global. When, if we could move to the next slide. When we talk of the youth, when our youth is the main power source that any society has, is people like you. We have already, I feel old, but we are probably crossing our prime. So anything that needs to change in the world has to come through you. Earlier it used to be local like that. Believe me, their parents used to call them hooligans. Okay. Now you have started using something like change.org, where you can put in your change petition and make it global so that people support you, and a lot of things change because of that. So something which was consigned to a physical location now has become global. So that is the power of social media. Again, to answer your question, with anything good, we talked of nuclear weapons, we talk of nuclear technology. So you will have power created through nuclear technology which is good for the humans, and you will have a few bomb makers who will use it for negative activities. Technology will always have both sides. But should we stop it because only of looking at the negatives? I don't think so. You will have posts which are fake. You will have rumors which are getting spread. And the positive or negative of social media is it spreads very fast. Someone was telling me that just we were having tea and we were discussing that rumors, earlier people used to send anonymous letters to homes saying wrong things or false things, and it had a negative impact. People reacted to it. Today, because it spreads fast, because of its viral nature, the number of people reacting to it is much more. So there are positives and negatives to every coin. There are heads and tails. But we do not stop tossing a coin just because we want only one side of it.
As you spoke about rumors and hate speeches and going viral on social media, so do you think somewhere down the line there's a need to regulate social media?
I'll skip the next because these are two youth-driven movements which have happened, which has taken the world by storm, initiated through social media. People living in New York have started a Bangladesh movement. Arab Spring, we all know, started from Egypt. It toppled governments, got changed leaders. So I'll just skip it for now. And this is a very interesting thing. I look at the picture on the right side. This is something that I experienced and I'll never forget with one of my school friends. She used to talk a lot on phone, and her father, to regulate her, used to put this lock. I'm sure you have not seen these phones, or probably in the antique shops, but when we grew up, the phones had dials like this. And if you lock it, you cannot rotate it. So they used to put the lock. And even today, when BSNL drops a line to your home, it goes to a junction box from where you connect the telephone. My friend used to take a screwdriver, open the junction box. She saved some money and bought a second receiver of my own. Her father used to leave for work. She used to take this phone off and connect her phone. And the phone bills always were high. And father didn't know what's wrong. He used to blame, that time we had Calcutta telephones. So he always used to complain that Calcutta telephones is giving them bloated bills. But that was not happening. How many of you, and nobody is going to judge you here, I hope teachers are scarce, how many of you know the code to a child lock of your home, if it is there? My son knows, so I've stopped giving the code. He followed how my finger moved. We have a few people who are brave enough to raise their hand. So it doesn't work. I put a child lock on my laptop, I put a child lock on my TV. My son, he has put his fingerprint password here on my phone. He opens my phone when I'm probably taking rest and does what he has to do. And he's only 12. As I was saying, you are much more intelligent than us. Whatever way we want to regulate you, you will find a way out. So, I don't think that's the answer. Regulation, okay, we need to have boundaries. Don't get me wrong. We need to know what is wrong, what is right. But you are the best judge to implement it. If you want to do something wrong, nobody can stop it. But it's for you, it's to your own peril. You know that the wrong things have bad consequences. So you have to self-regulate yourself. We, the earlier generation, cannot regulate you. Hackers will always be there. Virus developers will always be there. You can save yourself with an antivirus, with security implementations, but you cannot stop their innovation. Hackers are intelligent guys. They are breaking the code that a company with a lot of resources have implemented. If they don't regulate themselves, I'm sure you have heard of a term called ethical hacker. The same brain used in an ethical way. So you need to understand what's ethical and what's not ethical. We can only give you the directions, but we cannot do moral policing, neither can the government do moral policing. Yes, recently some things I personally welcome. A lot of fake posts, rumors, abusive content, there is legal action being taken, but they should be just to set examples. With the virality of it, you cannot run after everybody who is sharing fake content. As Commander just said, judge for yourself what you should share. He used some funny examples of the kidnapped kid and kidney donor, but they have serious consequences elsewhere. Rumors, if spread like wildfire, like social media does, can have a lot of serious complications which you might not be able to foresee. So try and regulate yourself. Not everything is shareable. You don't have to share everything with your friend. Keep something to yourself. If you are not confident and if it is negative, these are the two things. Are you confident that it's the truth or is it positive? If it is fake and positive, go ahead and share. Talking good of something will do no harm. But if it is a negative content, please use your discretion and try and restrict yourself.
Yeah, you talk about moral policing. Moral policing is probably not right, but policing is to a certain extent necessary. We all know of instances where particularly young people have been harmed through social media. As you said, what to share, what not to share. How do you choose friends on platforms like Facebook? So, there have been games. There's this one particular game which was doing the rounds, which has kind of probably pushed or aided and abetted in some real young people to commit suicide. What would you say the takeaway from that is?
See, again, in our management, entrepreneurship management, we always know that there are three types of entrepreneurship: productive, non-productive, and destructive. Destructive entrepreneurship will be there. People will make money if we fall into their traps, and they will make some tools to basically exploit our vulnerability. Again, it comes to awareness. It comes to the core, and I'm sure Dr. Chakraborty would touch on it. It comes to the core reason. These are just tools. The core reason is somewhere else. It's better we treat that core reason than blame it on the tool. I'm sure a lot of you have not even bothered to check these games and all these things out, because life is much beyond that. And a few of you have checked it, saw that it's disgusting and moved away. But there will always be a few vulnerable people, guys, who should be aware that people can play with their minds. And I would like to reiterate, it's self-regulation. Get yourself aware and regulate yourself. Life is very precious. Yes, I really felt bad when I read about this young blood getting spilled on. It's disturbing. It's disturbing for us. I'm sure it's disturbing for you. Then why fall into that trap? There will be destructive entrepreneurs who would like to make money by using negative things. There are bomb makers. People do make firearms, and not always is it to save yourself from at your borders. People do make firearms knowing full well that they will be exploited in illegal activities. Whether we fall in that trap, it's on to ourselves. How many can we stop? We cannot stop all of them. So trying to stop, I think, is a futile exercise. It's basically getting yourself aware, getting the knowledge, and being the judge whether you should fall in that trap or not fall in that trap. Self-regulation, that's the main thing. And that's what social media teaches us.
That's it.
Yeah, I would like to finish at a note. Sir, can we get? See, one parting thought that I would like to put across. Though I make money, my family runs based on social media, communication and stuff like that. But still, at my own pedal, I would like to tell all of you that use social media for your benefit. Exploit social media for your benefit. Do not let social media exploit you. Life is much beyond social media. Yes, we cannot stop you from spending time. I was hearing the elders saying that you should keep concentration, you should concentrate. Those we will keep on telling you and you will keep on ignoring. कि ज्ञान दे रहा है, they don't know much about it. But life is much beyond that. Nature, your family, the sports, external sports. I don't want you to put up your hands, but I'm sure few of you are diabetic at this age because of lack of exercise. That's the trend. I get scared because I also have kids. Go out, play, and unfortunately, the days have gone where we used to just go out in the park and we could just kick the ball and play. Now everything has become a sports coaching center, and the generic parks have gone. But if you want, you will find a way. Do exercise. And believe me, it's there to stay. Read books. Electronic media will not help you always. You need to have that and feel that touch of paper on your fingertips when you flip the page. That's a different feeling altogether. We will have Kindles of the world, we will have other form factors, the iPads, but they will never give you that feel. So, I think that's what I had to talk about. A few of you, I'll basically apologize for being going on a preaching note. But if you have any questions that you want me to answer, I would be happy to take a couple of them. Again, I guess again we have got progress to a level that we have stopped talking. You can send me Facebook messages with your question. I will respond to those messenger questions as well. So my name is Animesh Goswami. You will find me in Facebook. And if you have any doubt anywhere where I can be of help, feel free to reach out, and jointly we will solve any problem that you have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Animesh. Thank you, Dreamy Chaudhary. Okay, we got a glimpse of how the media tries to question and how experts can answer, and I think it was a fairly like these days when you go on the TV, it's basically shouting at each other, and you must have seen some of the programs. But here it was fairly well done in a decent way, and I thank Dreamy as well as Animesh for sharing their insights. What happened earlier in the first session, you were asked to dream. Okay, you must dream big. In the second session, what I could gather is that you were shown direction towards opportunities that are there in this social media. Okay, well, while you are dreaming, while the opportunities are there, then thereafter, possibly you come at a crossroad. What to do and what not to do. And therefore, that is a dilemma. And that dilemma takes you either on course or off course. So to deal upon these as to what's the dilemma and what is the impact on the children's mind, our next speaker is Dr. Sharmishta Chakravarti. She is a very, very well-known as well as a very experienced doctor. She is a consultant neuropsychiatrist and has got plenty of experience. She's done a MBBS, that's the medical degree, from Calcutta. After that, she pursued her education as well as experience in the UK, having studied as well as done her work in a place called Essex, moved over to Cardiff in Wales, and finally, after spending a lot of time dealing with those kind of environment, she decided to come back to India, and she is currently the consultant neuropsychiatrist with the Columbia Asia in Salt Lake, some of you must be aware, and of course with Ramakrishna Mission Seva Pratishtha. The other two speakers may be just, as he said, the Gambia. Okay, try to speak, okay. But she is the person who directly deals with kids. She is the person who's got the experience of interacting with kids. Okay, and once she has come back here, she is very closely associated with the children and very closely associated with the children who need assistance. She is a guide and a mentor to parents, to teachers, to children, and to guide them as to, if at all, any issues or any problem arises, how to cope up with it. And I think there is no other or a better person to be explaining to you, okay, what could be the impact of social media, how does it affect the